Since the latest update, a good number of people from the Diablo Immortal community seem upset with the update. A lot of people are unpleased and not happy with what they've seen so far. I'm going to be diving into that topic as well as a couple of posts over on Reddit talking about what's going on inside of the game right now and why it's actually hurting Diablo Immortal. Do I agree with all of it? No. Do I agree with some of it? Yes, I do. Before I do, though, I want to talk about one thing that I would love to see changed right here. Over in the armory, I would love to see if there were an ability to have pets or our familiars locked with certain builds. Because for me, when I do my Heliquary, I like to have a particular pet. When I go and use my lightning build and I'm just doing dungeons or open world bounties and things like that, I use a different pet. When I do my zombie farming, this is when I'm sitting on the couch with my wife and half paying attention to playing, running circles with players, I like to use my zombie farming build. And for PvP, we have other different builds that we use there as well that include different pets, because every pet is not perfect for every situation. So I would love to see a pet or familiar lock in the armory, so when you switch, it switches out your pet as well. Because as it sits right now, when I go to familiars, if I want to swap out this familiar and say put in my cat, I have to do a whole process of coming over here, replacing this, then I have to come over here to the cat and I have to replace it here. And then, of course, I want to have my really good Lego in there and I want my cat to be up top, so I got to come over here and replace it like that. It's a lot of jumping around. And now to get it back, we have to go through the whole process again. We have to go over here. I have to come here, go grab the cat, replace it here, and then over here, click on this. It's just a lot. You can't drag and drop. There's no way to drag and drop your familiars, which would be a great feature, especially being this are primarily a mobile game. Drag and drop is kind of a standard feature. I'd like to see that because it's extremely clunky right now. Just a little quality of life change that I'm talking about. Nothing game breaking, nothing crazy, just something that I would like to see. But the community has other things to say. A lot of people are complaining about the most recent update and some of the changes that have come into play and made the game even a bit more wonky. Speaking of wonky, when we come on over here, notice it says something for the Splintered Souls. I don't know why this is here. This was from the previous update a ways back, and I'm wondering why it came back into the game. Are they trying to promote this gameplay to new players? Maybe there's a large player base that is new and they see that from their analytics and they're dropping it in. Or is it just because the update package and the infographic when the update is happening was connected to Splintered Souls and this was part of that package, so this is then back in the game again? I found it weird that it came back. Either way, it's not a great game-breaking thing. It was just weird. Also, in-game today, Conqueror has returned. And I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. Tower War is still going on until the 25th. All clans on deck. We got everything ready to go. Oh, can I claim those? Let's go. We'll get our rewards right here. That's what I'm talking about. Legendary. We got Aspirin Keys, another legendary gem. Got the frame. All right, good stuff. Got double rewards because I am in leadership over in the clan. It says clan leaders and officers receive 2 times rewards. So that was a nice pickup here today. And the Fractured Plane is back. I'm considering doing a live stream tomorrow, which is Saturday. Have my kids hanging out in the background playing their games and me playing some Fractured Plane with you guys. Let me know if you'd like to see that. I've been kind of talking about going back and forth between doing a weekly live stream with the community because it's always fun to hook up and just play the game together. Now, I'm going to take us over to Reddit to take a look at some of these complaints that we're seeing from the community. So let's go take a look over here. And I don't need to read it word for word. You guys can read it as it states. This one was just put up 3 hours ago. Now, these are some of the issues, and I'm going to explain them one by one. They're saying that the game is unplayable. Excuse me. Let me take a sip of my coffee. That did the trick. It's not unplayable at this point in time. There are things that are making it less desirable to play right now, but I would not say it's unplayable. They're talking about composite and dupe gems. Every server is not seeing dupe gems. These are gems that are just not real, essentially, and being sold. We had rounds of bans for this before. This is something that most players will not experience, but it is something that other players are able to take advantage of to get up their secondary gem stats. Set items. Vithu's Urge. Apparently, you're supposed to, if I jump back into game, I could actually show you over here. Do I have a piece of Vithu? I don't think I do actually in my bag. Wait, I think I'm wearing one. Let's take a look. I think we have a Vithu right here. Yep, Vithu. Increases the duration of all beneficial effects on your party by 30% and yourself. Increases the target's attack speed by 30% for 3 seconds each time you use a skill that grants beneficial effect. Apparently, this 4-piece, the second unlock right here, the second set property, is not getting that attack speed increase. That's the issue that he's talking about right there. Also, bots in Battlegrounds. I see about a quarter of the community complaining about this. Typically the higher level players, the ones that have better ranking, gold plus in Battlegrounds. People in bronze, people like me that don't do a ton of Battlegrounds, we're not really seeing this experience, but up there higher, we spoke about the bots yesterday inside of the video. They're the ones that are experiencing bots. It's definitely an issue. I don't love bots in the game. And it was actually brought up in a comment from yesterday's video. Blizzard's trying to keep Battlegrounds thriving. They want there to always be playability. They want it so that players can always dive in and have a match and not have queue times that are 10 minutes long. So one of the ways to address this is to do bots. Throw bots in the game so when there's no players, it's filled with AI players, which are never as good. Oftentimes they're very dumb and they're easy wins, especially if you have multiple bots on your team and the other team doesn't have bots, then it's uneven and you have dumb players, they don't, you could lose, or you probably will lose because the bots won't exactly know what they should be doing. But in addition to the bots, we're talking about balancing of teams. Part of this whole update was that there was supposed to be more balance between your team and theirs. Not all melee on one team and all ranged on the other. Kind of a much better mix. I'm not sure if this is how the bots came into play. But like I said, I mentioned that comment a moment ago. Someone commented that, why don't they just do more server merges? If things are that spread out that we need to implement bots, why not merge servers? With that being said, Battlegrounds is not server specific, right? When you're in Battlegrounds, when you're in dungeons, you are mixing servers. I'm not sure if there could be more of a mix or if it's basically spread out as far as it could be spread to have the right ping connection so that everyone can have a good Battlegrounds experience. Either way, maybe it's not the easiest fix, but I can say the communities of players that are experiencing bots, they're not happy about it. They don't like them. So Battleground balancing is worse than ever. Tower War primary attack is a gamble, not always working. You just hit the air. So basically, unhappy across the board. We have another one right here saying very similar things about Battlegrounds. A lot about Battlegrounds, a lot about PvP, a lot about no one is asking for composite gems. So we're talking about the gem splitting and things like that as well. Remember, we have the ability now to split our gems so that instead of a rank 6 gem, you could break it down to 3 rank 5 gems. You could then place those gems into a new piece of gear. Now that we have the 2 extra bracelet slots, making it 8 slots instead of 6, it gives us the ability to spread out our power a little more. People that are big spenders inside of the game or that have been playing a while, that's probably not going to be beneficial to. It's probably something that is more beneficial to a newer player that's new to the game that doesn't have a lot of gems. Also, obviously, the issue that a lot of people have had for a long time is Heliquary. When you're a new player, yes, there's a catch-up mechanic, but how do you catch up on Heliquary? I've been doing it since the game launched. We're at level 60 of Heliquary. We get some nice bonus attributes. These attributes here are used all throughout the game, not just in Heliquary. The downward ones, these are bonus attributes that are just done in, Elder Rifts? No, Challenge Rifts and in Heliquary. So definitely helpful in Challenge Rifts for sure, and good in Heliquary too. But I focus more on the bonus attributes. We have Demonic Remains, which are giving us these bonuses. So we have that ability there. And another thing that people are, there was one other thing that people were struggling with. I think it was just general upgrades to all of their stuff. They're not able to upgrade things quickly enough because of the late start. If someone started 2 months into the game, got themselves up to the right Paragon level, remember there is the server Paragon boost. I'm 8 levels above, so only receiving 40%, but people are getting like 1600% because they're starting new and they're so far behind. So it's a good catch-up mechanic, but it doesn't catch them up on everything inside of the game. So, where do you believe the game sits right now? Are you happy with Diablo Immortal as it is? Are the things that are not so hot from this update, the gem splitting, battlegrounds with bots, battlegrounds still not being matched, are these things that are affecting you and how you play the game? Or is this something that really is just for the people that only do PvP? Obviously, 2 of those complaints were for PvP heavy players. Also, keep in mind, this update has not yet come out in full. The event is going to be coming in about a week's time. I don't recall the exact date, but I have a video talking about the complete breakdown of this if you want to check it out. It's the update video on the main page of the channel where it gives all dates for everything coming to the game. As I said, right now, we haven't seen a ton. Just a few of these things, just some gem splitting and some more balance changes, which may have made the game more unbalanced. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that new event comes into the game, what kind of rewards we'll get for it, how good will that battle actually be, and will it turn my mind a little bit on this update? Because so far, it hasn't been the best update that we've seen. We did say that in the last update as well, but then as things rolled out, it got better and better. So we'll see. I'm going to hold my judgment until that time. We do have game modes returning that people enjoy. If you're someone that likes Conqueror, now's the time for you. I like Fractured Plane, now's the time for me. We got Survivor's Bane coming back. That's the time for all of us, because I know all of us love that game mode. Guys, let me know your thoughts on the state of the game right now, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow in another video, and maybe that live stream. Subscribe so you don't miss it, because they're always a good time.